Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Boro Tailgate Talks. I'm Mike Kosminski here with Alex Brown, whatever. Episode 22, I want to say?
I think so.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. So yeah, we got a lot to talk about. As I'm just kidding, we really don't. But
no, yeah, I mean we really don't at all.
But yeah,
whatsoever.
so I guess we'll get started. So unfortunately, Pitt lost.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. Joe, what are you doing?
Insane Coaster who? Mike hits a dinger over W. What?
What?
He gets the what?
What'd he say?
Let me steel myself for a second and get myself together. I have been informed, Mike, that because I forgot to promote last week's episode of Tailgate Talks, per our contractual obligations, you do not have to wear the little bro glasses this week.
Yes! Victory! Yes! Yes!
Whoa.
Give me the shades.
Hey,
What?
you're still a little bro. You don't throw the glasses, you're still a little bro.
So then I have to wear them next week.
Yeah. Listen,
You know what?
He'll never forget to
Whatever.
promote again, unlike some people.
Give me
You
those.
shall not be named. So, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry, actually. I love it.
Thank you, Joe.
Thanks for the breaking news, Joe.
Sweet. I don't have to wear the glasses.
Hey,
my eyes don't.
My stool got stolen. Can I just chill here for a bit?
If you want to, go ahead. If you want to, go ahead. Just have a squat down there. But
Should get some gargoyles for these.
Just dramatic effect, just like
yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Don't draw attention to them. Just be like, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Richie, you want to come?
Okay.
Richie, you want to come join us?
Sports. Come on.
Nah, he's shaking his head. No.
Richie is not feeling our BS today.
Yeah. So unfortunately, Pitt did lose to Virginia Tech this past week.
Oh, did they really? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, 79-72.
Ooh.
I still think they're going to be a champion, like a tournament team. Just a tough loss. I think if they just continue to win, go far in the ACC tournament, they still have a chance. We'll see about the ACC championship. And I did screw up the ACC championship thing. I thought it was like football, where the top the top teams from the Atlantic and Coastal face off. It is not. It is a actual tournament to see who's the ACC champion. So
Okay.
I did screw that up. I actually screwed up a lot from last week. We'll get to Reynolds in a little bit. But yeah, Blake Henson, 4 points. He usually is the top scorer. That is not good. Federico, 12 points. A little higher than usual for that guy.
Yeah.
A little higher for that guy. Burton, 15 points. Still okay. All right, fine. For a loss, that's not bad. That's not bad. Nelly Cummings, 11 points, and Greg Elliott, 11 points. So, yeah, not a good game for Pitt. I mean, they still kept it close, but, I mean, I don't know how to pronounce the names for Virginia Tech, but the points for Virginia Tech, 22, 12, 12, 12. So they definitely came to play that day. Yeah, it sucks, man. It sucks, but... I mean, I do have the ACC standings for the top. I at least wrote down the top 5. I don't know where North Carolina is. We'll get to North Carolina.
I'll get to that.
But Virginia is number 1. They are 13-3, followed by Miami, who is 13-4, and then Pitt dropped down to number 3, 12-4. Clemson, number 4, 11-5, and NC State, 11-6. So,
Is that conference records?
Yeah, conference record.
records,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So, yeah. I mean, yeah. It's a little downer. You know, because Pitt lost, and I thought they would beat Virginia Tech because after this win, they were 16-11. Virginia Tech was, so I thought it was a reasonable game. But Pitt's still 19-8. That's still really good. That could get, if you keep winning, if you win out, that'll definitely get you still into the tournament. So it is not time to panic. Just a downer of a game.
Definitely not.
Just a downer of a game, man. So yeah. So I know I said it last week, but I want to go over their last few games again. But as I look it up on my phone, because of course forgot to write it down. Alex, you want to talk about North Carolina?
I suppose.
So try to remember what pocket my phone is in.
UNC lost the in-state battle to NC State, 77-69 on yesterday night. Yesterday night is what it was. Today's the 20th, right? I believe today's the 20th.
it is.
Yes.
Yep.
So they lost to NC State yesterday. I believe the game was actually at 1 p.m. I said last night. It was at 1 p.m. They lost 77-69. They were outscored 20 to 10.
No.
They were
Continue.
outscored 20 to 10.
77.
They were outscored 20 to 10 in the last 6.5 minutes of the game. Bad. It was 32-31 at halftime for NC State's advantage. They were winning by 1 point at halftime. UNC has now lost 5 of their last 6 games. Pain. To fall to 16-11. Pain. Which is good for 9th in the ACC. Pain.
Pain. Just pain. Straight pain.
Their next game is 2 days from now, Wednesday, February 22nd, at Notre Dame at 9 p.m. Eastern Time.
I'm literally writing down Pitt at Notre Dame as you said that.
Can we please just beat Notre Dame? They're not even a basketball school. They're not even a football school anymore.
No, they're not.
Can we just, please, for the love of God, please beat Notre Dame and not make it 1-6 in the past 7 weeks, because 1-5 in the past 6 is very, very, very bad. Puff Johnson didn't even start.
Nope.
I don't follow it that tightly. I have no idea why. I don't know if he was injured. I don't know if he got. I highly doubt he got benched. Puff Johnson didn't even play last night. Pain.
Just pain. That's literally all you could describe it at this point. Do you think North Carolina still has a chance?
No.
Even for the NIT, maybe?
Maybe they can probably sneak into the NIT.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I mean, where is there room in March Madness in the tournament for currently a 16-11 team? There's just not. Now, if they're fully healthy and they have all their starters on the court at the same time and they actually play like an organized basketball team, they could put a little something together, but again, they really would have to. They'd have to do something special to get into the tournament. So
Yeah.
we'll see how it goes.
Pain. Pain. Okay, so for Pitt's 4 remaining games, Georgia Tech tomorrow. I think that's a win. Home against Syracuse this Saturday. I'll be there. Sold out at the Peterson Event Center.
Ooh.
That's going to be great. The zoo's going to be alive. They are going to be alive. And then Pitt will be at Notre Dame on March 1st. That is definitely a win. And by the way, I'm sorry. I think they have a chance to beat Syracuse. I think they can beat Syracuse. Pitt, and then they finish at Miami March 4th.
Ooh.
I think they can win that again because as they did last time, they beat Miami. I was there. So they definitely could still win out. They could definitely still win out. So, yeah.
What is Miami right now? Like 19?
Yeah, which I don't understand at all.
And Pitt's still not ranked?
Nope.
Which I guess it doesn't really mean anything like it does in college football.
Yeah, because
the tournament's so big.
Yeah.
So I mean, they could be like 32 right now and still safely be in the tournament. But
Yeah.
right, I asked this question a couple episodes ago. I want to say I still don't remember how many teams are in the tournament.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me.
I'm gonna Google it.
Oh, you're gonna Google it?
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense to me that Pitt they beat Miami, Pitt beat Virginia,
When Miami was ranked higher than they currently are.
and Miami is ranked. What? It just doesn't make any sense to me, man. But while he does that, again, March 16th, ladies and gentlemen, our March Madness special with Bryce Stubert, landed by Lauda. That is going to be a fun show. Again, I cannot stress this enough. It is going to be a fun show. We're going to actually not be in the studio for that one. Alex, where are we going to be?
My room.
Exactly. Because I don't think we can get inside Compton at the time we're going to film it. So.
So 68 teams make the tournament.
Okay.
The top 32 automatic bids are based on conference championship, either regular season or tournament, and the other 36 are at-large bids. So UNC would get benefit of a doubt over some smaller conference teams if they win out. I doubt it. I think Pitt is very safely in the tournament right now with the teams they've beaten.
Yeah.
Considering the ACC is typically a pretty loaded basketball conference, and they have a good conference record.
Yep.
At what, 12-4? They're only
12-4.
They're only technically one game behind Virginia, and then Miami's played one more game then, so they're like a game and a half behind Miami, basically.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll see what happens. We will see what happens.
Yeah, for sure.
Pitt, I think they're a tournament team. Jeff Capel has done a great job coaching the team he's gotten this year when he's lost 2 great players. So, and honestly, he could be ACC Coach of the Year, honestly.
Actually, is Notre Dame's not an ACC team, are they? Or are they?
They might be, actually.
So, we know Georgia Tech, Syracuse, and Miami all are, though.
Yep.
So, I mean, realistically, if Pitt wins out, there's a good chance they end up having the best conference record in the ACC.
It's possible.
So
yeah, it's possible, man.
I mean, even though, like you said, it's a tournament thing, it doesn't really technically matter.
Right.
But that could be a lot of good momentum if they finish number 1 or 2 in the ACC this year.
Yeah. So again, we'll see what happens, and hopefully Pitt beats Syracuse when I go. So
yeah.
So okay. But serious question, Alex. What are we gonna do with no football? Watch more football.
Watch spring football.
XFL.
Let's go.
XFL. Let's go.
Okay, so there is not a Pittsburgh XFL team, and since the first stint of the XFL, which was right before COVID, I have been a self-proclaimed DC Defenders fan, as former Ohio State national champion quarterback Cardale Jones was the DC Defenders quarterback. He sucked, first of all. Let's be real here. He was bad in the XFL. But they are still my favorite XFL team, and they closed XFL opening weekend on primetime at home last night against the Seattle Sea Dragons.
That is a great name, the Seattle Sea Dragons.
Oh, yeah, it is.
That is a great name.
The Seattle Sea Dragons, led by Mike's man, Ben DiNucci.
Joe.
Ben DiNucci threw the ball.
Oh, it was Richie. Yeah, guys, that was
back behind
Richie.
The soundproof door.
Yeah,
in
that
the
was.
studio.
It was Richie. Yeah, he's laughing. I could see Richie's laughing right now.
I could see just. He's
Yeah.
teeming with excitement right now.
Now, Richie, I got a question for you. Shake your head, yes or no. Do you have any idea what's going on? He's shaking it.
He has no idea.
He's shaking his head no.
Okay.
I love it when we call Richie in the back.
Ben DiNucci threw the ball 54 godforsaken times yesterday.
God.
He went 35 for 54, 65%, not bad, for 282, a touchdown, 2 picks, and the fumble that ultimately lost them the game. Brendan Knox was the leading rusher for Seattle. I almost just forgot the name of their team. He had 11 carries for 31 yards. That's 2.8 yards per carry and a touchdown. Ja'Cour Pearson had 12 receptions for 95 yards. Everyone's favorite NFL weed smoker, Josh Gordon, had 6 for 74 and a touchdown. And then Blake Jackson had 8 for 51. And then on to DC, one of my other favorite XFL and USFL quarterbacks, Jordan Tiamu.
Who?
He's a dog. He's a dog. Listen, I watched him before in the XFL and the USFL. He's a dog. He went 8 for 19. Not good. I just said he's a dog. He went 8 for 19, which is 42%, for 86 yards, a pick, and a rushing touchdown. Derek King, one of my favorite quarterbacks out of one of the recent draft classes that didn't go to the NFL. He played for Miami and Houston. Houston first and then Miami. He's a running quarterback. He went 1 for 2 for 7 yards, which is nothing to speak of. He also had 8 rushes for 14 yards and a touchdown. Again, not big stats, but I thought he was a cool guy to include because he's a wildcat quarterback. Usually he runs a lot of read options and QB wrap kind of plays and stuff like that. Let's see. Rushing-wise, Reichwell Armstead had 8 for 30 yards. That's 3.8 yards per carry. And then Abram Smith, the former linebacker, had 11 carries for 28 yards, and that's 2.5 yards per carry. Fun fact of the game for DC, one receiver had more than 1 catch. Lucky Jackson had 4 catches for 25 yards. The Defenders won 22-18 off of Ben DiNucci's 2 picks. One was a pick 6, and the other one set up a red zone possession for DC, which turned into, I want to say, the Jordan Tiamu rushing touchdown. So DC's defense, led by our favorite Bounty Gate guy himself, Greg Williams, absolutely dominated yesterday. Dude had both picks for DC's defense.
XFL MVP.
Yep. They played arguably one of the teams favorited to win the XFL championship, if that's even what it's called, in Seattle. Seattle was 2.5-point favorites, so all the bookies are currently still in their beds crying as DC covered, and they went over on the over-under. So great weekend to open up the XFL season, and I do not have to go until the fall without football. So
Yes. I mean, we got a lot more time to talk about the XFL.
okay, let's talk about it then.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm trying to think what other notable players, like I said, NFL's favorite weed smoker, Josh Gordon is there.
I mean, I was gonna say I didn't watch the XFL, so I can't really give my insight on it. The only XFL I know is the one before the pandemic, ran by Vince McMahon, and that's it.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of other notable names that are in the XFL.
I will say this. So, do you know the history of the XFL, like, at all? Like, way back in, like, 2001?
Like back in, like, the early 2000s?
2001, yeah.
A little bit.
When Vince
First started it, yeah.
Thing is, he just bought WCW. So, of course, he starts his own football league for some reason because he's crazy.
He is crazy.
And the first week, he had The Rock there cutting a promo, like, during the game, and then, like, had the camera on the sidelines and the coaches' faces and in the locker room. Like, it was a mess. It was a total mess. Like, no wonder, like, it didn't last, I just say. And it was much better before the pandemic because it was actually football.
It was good.
It was actually football. And I think the first time, he just made it too scripted. That's all it was.
Yeah.
He made an actual sport too scripted. And before anybody watches this back and says, well, pro wrestling, yeah, fight me. But no, so that was the problem from the first XFL. I think he even had Jerry the King Lawler commentate a game.
Probably.
Also, and actually Jim Ross too.
Yeah.
I'd have to rewatch it. I think Jim Ross commentated a game too. I'd have to watch it back, but yeah, that is a quick history lesson of the origin of the XFL. So
there are actually some new XFL rules as well. It's quite interesting.
Oh, really?
First one, obviously, probably the biggest one, is there are no extra points in the XFL. So you either go for 1 point from the 2-yard line, 2 from the 5, or you go for 3 from the 10. That's the big one. Punt and kick returns, the kicking team cannot take off to go tackle the returner until he catches the ball. So the kicker still kicks from the 35-yard line on kickoffs like normal, but the return team and the kickoff team are only 5 yards apart. So they're closer, but it still promotes like big returns and stuff like that. The clock does not stop running for any reason unless a timeout is called until the 2-minute warning in both halves. And coaches, as long as they have one timeout, they can do this once per half. As long as they have a timeout, they can challenge any play for any reason.
wow.
Any play. They can challenge a flag thrown. They could challenge anything, literally anything. They can challenge anything on any premise once per half as long as they have a timeout.
Gosh.
So it makes you think more about last night, for example, DC was running out the clock, and Seattle used a timeout when they could have just let the 2-minute warning stop the clock. Now you think you would want to keep that timeout, so after the 2-minute warning, if they do pick up a first down and it's kind of sketchy, you can literally challenge anything about it. So it's really interesting. It's a really cool league. The commentators love it. The players love it.
Something
They're all
different.
about it. It's something different, and it makes it year-round football. How could you be angry about year-round football?
Exactly. And hey, Mike Miller, he was on the New York Guardians.
He was the receivers and the quarterback, or the quarterback's coach.
I think so.
Something like that.
And I've had conversations with him about the XFL rules, and he likes them.
Yeah,
he
they're
likes
cool.
them.
They're innovative. They're different.
Yeah, it's something new, something different, and it's, again, you're right. Who would get mad at year-round football? Because by the time, how long does the XFL season go? Do you know?
Probably a couple months. It bleeds you pretty much into the NFL season.
Honestly, yeah, it probably does.
Yeah, if you don't like the sound of year-round football, let's be honest, you're probably not watching this show anyway.
You're not. You're not.
You're
There's
not
literally
It's all we talk about.
There's literally footballs on the
logo.
On the logo.
On the
Yeah. But God, my neck hurts. But click right here. Dang. So, I mean, I got nothing else to add to the XFL to you.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think the only other different rule is I believe there's no onside kicks either. The team just gets like a 4th and 20 and they have to convert it or something. It's something crazy like that. It's a cool league. Watch it. Watch it if you have time.
Yeah.
It's really cool. Most of them are on ESPN or ABC or whatever your local channel is. So go watch the XFL. It's new. It's innovative. It's cool.
Yeah. Yep.
Sponsor us, please.
Sponsor us. We need a sponsor.
We need a sponsor.
Isn't that right, Richie? He's shaking his head. We got Richie to shake his head. Let's
the booth
go.
guy says yes, you got to do it.
Yeah, there we go. But
We back to more pain now?
Brian Reynolds. Okay, for the first time ever, when talking about Brian Reynolds, I'm gonna get comfortable here. All right?
Oh, God.
I'm gonna get comfortable. Okay?
He's digging in for this one.
I'm gonna get a little comfortable here. Richie, don't you dare switch that camera. So, he spoke to the media in Bradenton when he... Sorry, I'm laughing because Richie's laughing. So, he spoke to the media in Bradenton. Man, I don't even know where to begin. So, to clarify, the trade request is still on the table. It's still there. It did not go away. But, Joe, but, no.
Not that.
But not that. But he said he still wants to stay in Pittsburgh and is still open to a long-term contract extension, which I texted you when he said that. I was like, what are we frickin' waiting for? I almost swore. What are we waiting for? Like, now, Reynolds did say that it has to be a fair offer where not that he gets the money he thinks he's worth as a player, which, trust me, it's a lot, and a fair amount of money that is worth for the Pirates to pay for both sides, to make it a fair offer for both sides. He said that's what the conditions are going to have to be to sign a long-term extension. So again, what are we waiting for? He wants to stay. Charrington wants to extend him, but he just has his thumb up his you-know-what, and just... Joe. And just not doing anything. Like, what are you waiting for? He just did the professional hater. He just did the professional hater thing. but no, but like, I just don't get it. I just do not get it. And so, and also here is a quote from Reynolds explaining the trade request. And I quote, I don't want to get too much into it, but there's a bit of a difference of opinion. I don't know. I guess what we view my worth as a player. So you mean to tell? Let's dissect this, Alex. He's not paying attention. You mean to tell me that you have a difference of opinion with your best player? What as a value of your play? Alex, I'm going to ask you this question.
Okay. Let's hear it.
What is the name of the general manager of the Tennessee Titans?
It's a new one. They fired the old one.
Okay.
I forget.
Say it was still the old one, right?
We'll consult Google.
And you need to extend Derrick Henry, right?
Yeah.
But Derrick Henry wants more because he deserves more.
He should.
But the GM is lowballing him, and they're having a difference of opinion of the worth of money that he is worth as a player. Wouldn't you be angry?
I would be.
That is literally with Brian Reynolds right now. What are we doing? I don't get it. He wants to stay. So make him stay. Yeah, you already are because you're still 3 years of control left, but still, what are you waiting for? God, it's just frustrating. And Reynolds says it's frustrating. And it's like, yeah, we're frustrated as fans. And we're frustrated for you. It's a terrible situation. I just don't understand, man. Like, I've ranted about it so many times on this show. But, like, what are we waiting for? He still wants to stay. So make him an offer that's fair. It's not that hard. It really is not that hard. God. God, I need a water.
Speaking of contracts, Lamar Jackson still has not come to an agreement with the Baltimore Ravens about a contract. So the Falcons are currently #1 trade target, according to sources. I say according to sources. Everyone's just saying he's probably going to get traded to the Falcons. But
I mean,
the Ravens are still going to need to make some moves to free up enough cap space to tag Lamar because they can't trade him unless he's on a contract.
I'm flabbergasted, and I could have sworn I saw a NFL update that I'm trying to look on Twitter.
Mike
again.
is angrily scrolling through Twitter right now.
Yeah. God. I don't know. I mean, Alex, you've seen me frustrated about this before.
Yep.
Oh, it's just about the Bills punt or whatever.
Forgot about that dude.
Yeah, so I got nothing else to add. I mean, I think the Pirates' spring training games are coming up here pretty soon.
Probably. I would think so.
So, I mean, I'll talk about them.
That's about it.
That's all I can say. So, all right, let's talk about some
more pain.
Some more pain. As we end on our last topic.
Pittsburgh Penguins.
Don't forget about the most important news that we had today.
Tristan Jarry is starting in Golden Knight for the Penguins against the Islanders. I
used to pray for times like this.
pray for times like this.
Literally, cut. Hey, here. I'm gonna put a thing in right here, and I can edit this part out or whatever. Put in last week's episode of us praying that Tristan Jarry comes back healthy. And Casey DeSmith. Oh.
Is Jarry limited in practice at all?
I did see it. I saw a tweet. Don't quote me on this, but I could have sworn I saw a tweet saying he's not limited, so he should be due back. If we go Saturday, we probably will see Jarry, but a possibility. Yeah. Here, you know what? Yeah, let's do our prayer to the gods. Please
give us Tristan Jarry.
give us Tristan Jarry. We are going to heckle Casey DeSmith if he is playing goalie on Saturday if we go. Please continue.
Okay.
I'm gonna forget to do that.
Penguins played Saturday night. I believe at home. Or no. Yeah, home. Because we were supposed to go to that game. Yeah.
No student rush tickets.
Pain. Glad we didn't go.
Yeah, for real.
Penguins played at home Saturday night against the Devils and lost 5-2. And I believe Dustin, whatever the heck his last name is, was starting in goal. It wasn't even DeSmith, whatever his name is. Devils do have like 36 wins right now. They're like good, really good. So the Pens are currently, after losing, somehow still 4th in the Metro, which is good for the first wild card spot in the playoffs. Malkin had both goals for the Pens. And then, so their next game is actually tonight, February 20th.
I'm not watching.
I am. I don't know why. They have the Islanders at home tonight, which is a division game. Very important. It's at 7 p.m. Jarry, like I said, finally healthy again. So pray to God we at least don't allow like 5 goals. Because even if we lose and we only allow 3, I'll still be happy. I won't be, but it'll at least hurt less. And then next 3, they play at home against Edmonton, the Oilers, Thursday the 23rd at 7 p.m. That is a non-conference game. And Saturday the 25th, they play at St. Louis Blues at 3:30 p.m. That is also non-conference. And then to wrap up this week, they play at home against Tampa on Sunday the 26th at 6 p.m., and that is a conference game. Their next 3 games, not counting the one they play tonight, the average opponent record is 30-21-6. So above average, essentially, is what that means. The Pens have these like nice little gaps where they have non-conference games, and they seem to be the only games they're winning recently. So they need to start beating some conference opponents because they are just in the playoff picture right now at the 4 spot. So it's gonna be interesting to wrap up the season. We talked the other episode about how the Pens usually tend to get hot after the All-Star break, and they have been about as hot and cold as you can get. So see how it goes. Please stop hurting me. Please. Please.
Oh gosh. Yeah, man. But hey, Jari's back, so that's good news. Now can we? Yeah. Here. Let's say another prayer. Dear God, our Lord and Savior.
Call him Vishnu. Or Allah.
Please, just cut Casey DeSmith.
Oh, please.
Just cut him.
Please, bro.
Just cut him. Let's get back to our winning ways, and let's win a cup. Please.
Watch, we'll say that and then
Amen. It'll happen.
we'll say that and then DeSmith will get cut and then Jari will get hurt again and we'll be left with Dustin Tokarski as our goalie.
God, that would just be horrible.
Yeah,
That would, gosh.
just a little bit.
That would just be horrible, man. That would just be horrible, man.
Absolutely atrocious.
Yeah, I mean, I'll continue talking about the Penguins here for a little bit longer. Joe, you want to come back out here for the outro? You want to come out for the outro?
Yeah, we're already done.
Yeah, we're just. I got a little more things to say about the Pens, but I just wanted to see if you want to be part of the outro. But yeah, I just hope that things just get better now that Jari's back. You know, you always hear the spark. You know, Tomlin said when Kenny got put in. Spark. Maybe Tristan Jari
Is the spark.
is the spark for the Pens. I'm Pengs. Did I say Pengs?
Pengs?
Pens.
Say Tomlin.
Because he said that about Kenny Pickett finding a spark when the Steelers sucked when Mitch was
Well, I
in.
know he's really good at not standing on the field during a play.
I know what he's talking about. I know exactly what he's talking about.
Shout out to that random Jacoby Jones kick return against the Ravens in like 2014.
Yeah, but yeah, man. So I feel like we need to do this more often. Have Joe just come out here for the
Chill on
outro.
the set with us.
Now, Richie, you want to come out here for the outro too?
Richie's like,
Still shaking
No.
his head no. We're gonna get you back out here.
That
sooner
is
rather
a
than
threat
later.
and a promise.
I guess so.
read the contracts.
I guess so.
Mike didn't. You saw what happened.
And neither did you.
Yeah, but see, unlike, some people, Alex legitimately forgot to promote. He didn't do it on purpose, so.
Yeah.
But hey, it's okay because you're still on the show because you're not selfish. Now, before we sign you off, Joe, would you like to? You have a quote of the day you want to give?
I do not, actually.
Dan, what about the Joe quote of the day? Just your own quote. Keep it PG. That's tough.
Come back to me.
Come back to you? Well, we're signing off now.
Signing off? All right, let me think.
Okay. We'll see. Richie's like, oh my God, get on with it now. And probably muting my microphone right now.
Appreciate the moments before they become memories.
That's not bad. That's
good one.
pretty good. That's good.
a good one.
But yeah, all right, ladies and gentlemen, next week, episode 23, I think. I don't know.
I think so.
Yeah, so yeah, we will see you guys next week.
I didn't miss this week.
Let's go!